Welcome back to the Cricket Today podcast on Monday, March the 4th. We're back for a whole range of world cricket as always. Make sure you listen to this wherever you get your podcasts and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm your host, Liam McAllion, also known as the Stats Guy. I'm here with Leo Mullaly. Not laughing as much as usual today, but he's excited for a bit of cricket. How you going, Leo?
No, we're in a serious mood today. The Aussies smashed the Kiwis, so we're all feeling positive. Just keeping it nice and serious.
Okay. Marcus Bazzano is also here. How you going?
Well, you skipped me. You went all the way. I'm sitting next to you, and you've gone all the way over to Leo.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll be honest, I was trying to catch one of you guys off guard a little bit, but we'll see what happens.
No, I'm great. Cricket season's officially done for me.
Over on the weekend, yeah.
But there's still plenty of cricket to look forward to.
Yeah, there is. We're going to wrap up the New Zealand versus Australia first test in Wellington. As Leo mentioned, the Aussies got a really comfortable win, which was looking a bit shaky towards the start. And we're going to talk about some yeah-nahs, about the Aussies, Aussie lineup and things like that, some world cricket records and other cricket news. So let's get right into it, lads. Australia versus New Zealand first test wrap in Wellington at the Basin. Australia dominated, winning by 172 runs. Didn't even do that too well with the bat. Who stood out, lads, and who were the best players?
Cameron Green.
Coming
of age. He's finally arrived.
The Cam Green era has begun.
As it started, so from now on, he's only going to score tons. Is that?
I think we refer to this period of cricket as the Cam Green era.
Anything less than a ton is not acceptable.
Oh, he came off before he made like 170 or whatever he made.
174.
174. Yeah. He made a century just before the game before for in Sheffield Shield, didn't he?
WA. He did, WA,
on the back of that. So he's in great nick.
Also, just shout out to Josh Hazlewood for not going out as the
I know.
11.
So I can't remember where on the list of longest 10 wicket partnership is. I don't know if
first.
It was the first against New Zealand.
Yeah, I don't think it was first ever, but
it wasn't the first ever.
116 partnership between Hazlewood and Green, which was one of the was that the biggest partnership of the match? I probably was.
Be up there.
Which is crazy because Hazlewood usually can't hold a bat. He's usually showing all three of his stumps.
As like a lower order batsman, it's harder than it looks to stay in there, especially when your focus for like one or two balls and over is to knock it out. All you're thinking about is getting out.
Especially when you're Hazlewood and usually you can't bat.
What's his test average?
Let's have a quick look.
4 to 7.
Let's have a quick. That's a game.
I'm going to say 11.
I'm going to say 7.
11.
7.
Yeah, 11.
It is 11.6.
There you go.
That's actually. I was going to say that's good. It's not good.
Does it have a few not outs?
Yeah, he has a few not outs. Probably highest score of 39.
Well, that's why it bumps up the average, doesn't it? Really?
Has he got it? Yeah, his high score is 39, so he'll be aiming for the 50.
He's almost up to Nathan Lyon then.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
which you might have to touch on.
Yeah, well, we'll get the next one we're going to talk about has to be Nathan Lyon. He was amazing in the match. Not just his bowling. We'll start with his batting. In the second innings, he was Australia's top scorer, lads. What the hell? 41. Which is a deplorable effort for a top score, by the way.
Great.
But it's pretty cool that he's worked on his batting and did really well.
He's got it in him though. Like we've seen in previous summers, he's got one or two innings where he almost makes that half century, where he looks like he's going to, but he's never made a half century. So that's
there's a really good stat for that I'm actually going to provide for once. He's got the most runs without a 50 in Test cricket history now, which is I feel like he would hate that stat because he likes to concentrate on his bowling, but deep down he'd be like, I really want to make that 50. His top score is 47.
Yep.
It's an interesting stat to have because you'd really want to make a 50.
Yeah.
It's stupid cricket how 47 is a crap score, 50 is a good score, 98 is a bad score, 100 is a good score. I still think that's the most stupid thing.
98 is a pretty good score.
Yeah, it's still a good score.
47's good for Nathan Lyon.
It is very good, but I think, it's a funny stat.
Was he up to about 1,500?
Yeah. Which
roughly,
which is pretty good. And at the start of his career, I remember he could hardly hold a bat, and he was backing away into the fast bowls and things like that.
You know, he gets to like really, 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 really nervous.
He does. He vomits before matches. Apparently,
maybe that's why he's never made half century.
Yeah, maybe. But maybe he's calmed down a little bit now, but he's still pretty nervous. And then you want to talk about his bowling, Leo? Absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
Pretty stiff not to get man of the match, I reckon.
Well, it was interesting going into this game. We were like, this is going to be for the seamers. It's going to nip around. And New Zealand didn't pick a frontline spinner and didn't bowl Phillips in the first innings, which was costly. And then Lyon comes out and shows that there's spin, there's bounce, and that's what Nathan Lyon operates on the best is those two factors. So he was awesome. 10 wickets for the match, 4 for 43 in the first innings, 6 for 65 in the second innings. It was a pitch just tailor-made for him, it felt like.
It was spinning a mile, bouncing, like even some of the spinners that don't usually get to spin that much for spinning. So he's
Glenn Phillips.
Like Glenn Phillips, exactly. We'll get into him next. Great segue there, Leo. I'll quickly touch on him. They didn't bowl him in the first innings. I think Marcus brought it up in the office. He's like, what'd you say?
They brought him into the side because he was a batsman who could also bowl part-time. So he's coming in at 7, assuming like normally at 7 because Conway's normally opening, but he was injured. But they brought him into the side because that's another spin option. But they didn't bowl. They were getting smacked around the first innings. Australia ended up making 383. It didn't look like Cam Green was going to go out, and he didn't go out. And when it's not working, when Cam Green and Josh Hazlewood are in, when you keep bowling the pace bowlers, the seam bowlers,
change it up.
Bowl Glenn Phillips.
Even just an over to test him out. That was a joke. I don't even think he got an over in the end. Nah. And you bowl him in the second innings, he gets 5 for hallelujah. Exactly. It didn't need a rocket scientist to figure that one out.
It was very reactive captaincy. It was like, we'll see what Nathan Lyon does, and then we'll bowl. And by then, Lyon's already won the game for Australia.
That'd be another interesting stat. A player not to get a bowl in the first innings gets a 5-er in the second innings. Surely that might have never even happened. So that's a good effort by Phillips. I think he used to be a keeper as well, so he can do all three.
He's a great fielder.
And he's a great fielder. He's
a fantastic
quadruple threat. He is.
And he was good in the first innings with 71. He came in at like 5 for 30 and put it back on the Aussies. He made a game of it.
He was the first batsman to sort of come in. I say first batsman, but he was the first batsman to work really well aggressively.
Him and Blundell.
Yeah. And I thought Mitchell as well came out fairly aggressively, but he was great. Definitely the pick of the players. New Zealand's best player throughout the whole match. But Matt Henry also chipped in with 5-er in the first innings.
No, you're right. I think he was definitely New Zealand's best player. I was going to say this before, but I'll quickly touch on it again. Was Nathan Lyon stiff not to get man of the match, or was Cam Green he stepped up when no other batter could step up, and that's why he deserved man of the match?
Well, if Cam Green goes out, or even Hazlewood when they both come in and they're both batting together at the start, it's a very close game. Like, it's a 116-run partnership, so we get, like a 50-run win.
True, it would have been really close.
I think without Cam Green's partnership, or Cam Green's innings alone, I don't think we arguably don't win that match.
Or do we give man of the match to Josh Hazlewood for making 22 and staying in for so long?
No. That's double his average.
Double his average, No one else was going double their average except for Cam Green. That's a bit of a funny. Definitely Cam Green is man of the match.
Can we talk about that run out for a second?
We haven't talked about the run out, which is... That was horrible by Williamson, wasn't it?
What was going on there? They were both ball watching. That's what happens when you both ball watch. You run into each other, and absolute calamity. But
I saw some English media trying to put it on Starkey. I was like, of course, they're trying to get the spirit of the game and all this crap. England have never read the spirit of the game.
Stark was like this.
Stark was like this. There was never a run there anyway. If Stark wasn't there,
I think it was still out.
Unless Williamson did the best dive in cricket, like a full-length dive, he probably wouldn't have made it anyway. So I think there was a bit of a rush of blood to Williamson, who's usually their most calm player, and they both ran into each other. It looked like under 10s when it was horrible. And then, good fielding by Marnus.
Yeah, well, according to you, it was a fantastic throw.
I thought it was a great...
all 3 stumps to aim at, and he was 5 metres away. It was a good fielding, but a basic
If he misses that throw, you're saying...
It was horrible. Well, that's another... Leo loves a segue, but we'll get into that in a second. The run out, I think I sort of got a bit excited by it because you don't see that many direct hit run outs anymore.
But it was...
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, okay,
but just as another topic of conversation, I haven't seen a direct hit run out like that in ages, really.
I thought there would be a lot more in the Big Bash, but there
wasn't this year.
Direct hits.
Anyway.
Stats guy, if you were fielding that, take away the sliding part.
I'll hit middle stump, Well, if we could do that as a video, actually, we could do that. Get 2 random people to run into each other, and we'll try and reenact.
Or how about we could run into each other,
and I'll try and hit the stumps. All right, we'll watch that out on the socials. We'll actually do that. That'd be funny, and it'd be funny just to see you guys run into each other. So there we go. All right, lads, we've got a bit of a wrap up there. Gone through the 3 best players, the 3 standouts. Cam Green, what a star! The era of Cam Green has begun. So
absolutely.
We'll
put him as captain. I reckon.
We'll look back on that innings.
100%. Bit of a I'll go the first one that Leo sort of touched on quickly there. Should Marnus be dropped? I think all you guys have been talking about the last couple of weeks. Marcus has actually... I almost called you Marnus there. Marcus has been talking about this for months.
I think it was
Should Marnus be dropped?
I think it was towards the end of December where I actually called this. I'm like, it's getting to a point where Marnus question marks over his squad in the side.
And then since then, he's made nothing.
I remember Fox Sports posted something, but he's gone 10 or below in 6 of his last 8 innings or something.
Jeez.
Something like that. I don't know. Don't quote me on that.
No, that's right.
He hasn't made many runs. And honestly, I think it's harsh to put him out the side, but we won the first test. This test series is, I wouldn't say it's meaningless, but with Marnus out, it gives Smith a chance to go back in his normal position. and then bring. I just had a look
Green
at the
up
squad.
even if you want. Yeah.
Could bring Green up, but I think Green's happy. I think Green's good where he is off that innings. But bring in, I'd say Bancroft personally, but he's not in the squad. Matt Renshaw's in the squad.
Yeah.
So it's just whether you want to bring in Matt Renshaw. I think if Cam Bancroft was in the squad, yes. Matt Renshaw is in the squad currently. Maybe not. So I'm still on the fence.
Give me an answer there. You already called for him.
I'll go yes.
You drop him. Okay, fair enough. Leo.
Oh, I'm gonna go no, but very reluctantly because, like, yes, we could move Smith at 3, but like we've just moved him to open. Like, it's a bit too much chopping and changing when we've got an Ashes at the end of the year. Probably best to just stick with it for now. Renshaw, like, let's be real, he's not gonna come in and be the saviour.
Yeah, I don't think he is either.
I don't think he has to come in and be a saviour, but he's got to score double figures.
I don't think he'll I don't think he will, though. That's the thing. Like,
I get what
I'd have more confidence in Marnus going out in an Ashes test than Matt Renshaw.
Yeah, just because he's been there
Cam
before.
Bancroft.
Yep.
It's hopefully it's just one of those things
Bit of a
where
blip,
it's like, form is temporary, class is permanent type thing.
Nice.
But
this has been a good 12 months that he hasn't been in form.
Bit of a worry.
Yeah, let's just hope someone like Teague Wiley or some of the other Shield players can.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Lee,
you mentioned that I think the reason Marnus is still in is just the guys coming through. Other than Bancroft and Renshaw, they're a bit older, obviously, but there's no one really making.
What about
a name
the Rooster? Let's get the Rooster.
I
don't think his recent Shield performances have been great, but.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think that's a part of the reason he hasn't been dropped and they haven't brought, I don't know, a young guy in or something because there's just not that many people knocking the door down, which is a bit annoying for Test cricket. But maybe we're saying that and then in 5 years there'll be a few guys pop
I'm just sick of seeing the same faces every Test series.
We still won by 172, lads, but
I get you put your strongest team out there to represent your nation and you don't really give guys a go because you need the best.
You need
of
a
the
win.
best.
Yeah.
Like based off the squad, I just don't think you can justify putting in Renshaw over Marnus.
Oh, I agree. That's where I'm 50.
That's tough. Yeah,
it's a really
I'm going to say
call.
no as well. But by the time we get around to the Ashes, it'll be very interesting what they do there and see how his form is leading up to that. All right, another year. Just quickly, lads. Are the Aussies getting lucky with amazing bowling performances? I feel like one guy will make a decent innings, like Cam Green, this one. Then the bowlers will be like, you guys don't worry, you guys can make less than 200 and we'll just bowl them out. So, and that's happened, it's probably happened years. For the last, like, you get Smith has some individual brilliance. Everyone else
we have 4 of the top 10 bowlers in Australian history. Currently playing.
Yeah, exactly. So what do you guys reckon? Are we a bit lucky that we have this amazing bowling attack?
Yeah, I think it is a bit paper over cracks with the batting.
Yeah.
Still is from Windy's series as well. I just think, like, as you mentioned as we all mentioned with the partnership between Green and Hazelwood, without that,
would have been cooked,
this is a completely different Test match.
Yeah.
And the situation at the time, Green and Hazelwood played that perfectly.
Yep.
And that earned us the right to win this Test match and bowl New Zealand out for under 200 both times. But is it something where, if something else slightly goes New Zealand's way, that all of a sudden we lose this Test match and there's even more question marks over the batting? Maybe we're just overreacting entirely. But
possibly, because we're getting a lot of wins. But
Well, I don't think the batting has been up to scratch even since the start of the Ashes series.
Yeah.
I don't think the batting's been up to scratch. So in some games, yes, but I also say in some games, I'd say probably half the games, we haven't actually even bowled that great. I'm looking at throughout the series in Pakistan, we stuck to a plan and it looked like we didn't have a plan B, especially when
towards
the tail.
That's true, yeah.
And even with the West Indies, when we lost that Test match,
we were doing the same sort of thing every over.
We bowled particularly short and it wasn't working.
True.
And we sort of stuck to it and we lost the Test match in the end. So I think some of the bowling actually hasn't been that great to start with, but even at times throughout the first innings as well.
Yep.
Throughout the second innings, more so, wasn't great, but I don't know. In games that we have won, I'd say yes.
Yeah, when we win, it mainly comes down to the bowl. I know Cam Green, but mainly comes down to the overall bowlers rather than the overall batters, which is a bit of a worry. But we keep saying worry and we keep winning.
When was the last time we made over 400? Other than the Pakistan test in the first.
I honestly can't remember. Yeah. Because that one was like, we're going to just make this every test.
We thought we were going to make 500 every innings.
And then we didn't. Yeah, you're right though. Because we usually have one guy make a big score. Maybe one guy make a 50, but no, we haven't had 2 guys make 100 in the same innings in long time, which I can't remember.
Well, I think it's been 37 innings since Marnus has made a Test century. So
yes, that's crazy.
There you go.
Well, poor Marnus. Hopefully he can find some form. All right, into some other news. Really sad actually, because Pucovski was concussed again. We've talked about him on this podcast at least 3 times, I reckon. I had a look. There was an article about it. He's now had 13 head knocks. This is from when he played sport at school as well in his sporting career. I think he's had 10 alone. Not all concussions, but head knocks in cricket, professional cricket. What do you reckon about all this, lads? Should he keep playing? I know it's probably not our place, but I've seen so many videos of him playing short balls on the weekend. The last head knock as well. He's lost all confidence to play the short ball when he was probably going to be that next guy to open for Australia, and now I think he's going to have to retire. But we said that a couple months ago and he came back. So what do you guys reckon about it all?
I think we're sounding just a little bit like a broken record.
I know.
Because he just needs to, for the better of his health and safety. Everyone would love to see him play have a great career.
He's a star,
It just looks like it's too far gone at the moment with as many head knocks. We're seeing a lot more sports are taking head knocks more seriously, even with the news AFL with Angus Brayshaw retiring.
Yep.
And I feel like the velocity of a cricket ball, because they're not soft and going at that pace, you're looking at 140, 130 Ks an hour straight to your head. With a little piece of a helmet.
Exactly, yeah. It still can rattle you.
It rattles you every time, no matter where it hits you. So, I think he just needs to put cricket aside and for at least maybe even a year or two.
Yeah. But I don't even know if that will, even his family and things like that. I don't know. It's tough. I think I was talking to you before that. He's actually a really good commentator. I'm not saying we have to move him on right now. It depends what he wants to do. But he was on a few of the Channel 7.
Bash,
and Big Bash and things like that. So I think he'll still be around cricket because he's great cricket knowledge and things like that. But it's a tough one. Leo, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I think
he's done probably.
I agree with what you both have said.
Yeah.
We also we don't know what the medical professionals are telling him.
No, we're a lot of things, but we're not doctors.
Has he been seen by like a medical professional from America? Because they have a really good
I'm not sure
with American sports. They normally talk with a lot of people from America to decide whether they should be playing or not because they have the best brain Scientology. I don't even know what to call it. I sound like a mug here. I sound like a mug here, but they got the best like brain research facilities. There we go.
That sounds
a little bit better. But he definitely has to see the best of the best.
Yeah, I always knew you were a Scientologist, Marcus.
I'll look at that.
Seriously, that's a tough one, and really hope he's okay. I think he will be okay. It's just the future, like a lot of AFL players in the past have getting like CTE and things like that. So it is a tough one. Really hope he's okay, and I wouldn't mind him even no matter what happens to his career. He sticks around in cricket and does a bit of commentary. It would be pretty cool, I reckon.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
All right, that's Stumps for the Cricket Today show. Marcus loves that outro. We'll be back with this later in the week for the second test between Australia and New Zealand. So get right around the show, send in any questions, and I think that's it. Thank you, Leo.
Thanks, Stats Guy.
Thanks, Marcus.
Cheers.
Thanks, Joe, behind the camera with the fresh cut. And thanks to me. That's another episode of Cricket Today done. We're out.